We have no ill feelings against Vitaly. He has served his time and he has shown his remorse, and he is now a free man when he goes back to Russia. Meron ba ba nadagdag? Wala na. So, thank you very much.
This is exclusive updates, and so ex-YouTuber and social media influencer Vitaly has finally learned his fate after serving about 9 months in a Philippines jail where he was facing up to 24 years. Actually, the Philippines authorities were threatening to give him the full extent of their law, and they wanted to actually give him the full 24 years. It wasn't clear when he was going to ever get out, and that must have been pretty stressful for him, being in there, not really knowing the language of the country. And we heard the conditions of that jail wasn't exactly like American jails from what I heard. So we don't know the exact conditions, but it didn't sound like it was very good conditions in those jails. So turns out he finally learned his fate, and they're actually going to release him now and send him not back to America, but to Russia. So Vitaly was in America for a long time. I mean, from what I understand, he came over as a kind of a young child, maybe about 9 or 10 from what I heard, and he's been in America. He started off in Florida with his pranks on YouTube, and he gained popularity doing those pranks, and eventually he got kicked off of YouTube and started live streaming on those various live stream platforms. So he was kicked off of YouTube because his antics were over the top. And when he took his antics to another platform, I don't know exactly what platform it was. It might have been Kick or something, but he took his antics over to the Philippines and got in some serious trouble. They weren't having it out there. He was disturbing the peace. He was jumping on people's scooters and driving off, and I think he was returning it later. It wasn't clear, but he was like really out there just disturbing people, taking things out of stores and yelling at people. And it was like he lost it. It was like, this dude is just crazy now, looking for clicks, I guess. So Philippines wasn't having it, and they were threatening to keep him in there for a very long time. Well, they had a change of heart, and looks like those were possibly just empty threats to kind of scare him. They weren't happy with his antics, but ultimately they gave him about, it seemed like 9 months from what I recall. According to my research, it looks like he did about 9 months, and that seems to be more of a reasonable jail sentence for what he did down there, because it didn't seem like he really hurt anybody or anything. It was just he was really outrageous and obnoxious, and it was disorderly and everything like that. But 9 months seems to be a very reasonable jail sentence for him to get out of that Philippines jail, and they're sending him back to Russia. So I'm wondering if once he gets to Russia, is he gonna jump on the first plane ride back to America? Because I believe his mom is still here in America, and I believe his mom was the one who brought him over to America as a youth, and he kind of grew up around Americans. And from what I understand, I don't, like I said, recall exactly how old he was when he got to America, but he's been here for quite some time, and I think he's going to probably try to get back over here somehow. Maybe catch a plane and just, get over here. I mean, with the new laws, though, I don't know how much of a chance he has to actually stay in America this time, because Trump has changed a lot of the immigration laws. So we'll see if he's able to actually sneak back in or not, and if he's going to appear on any social media platform soon, possibly. So, I mean, it looks like he grew out his beard and he has long hair now. So it looks like, like I said, those conditions in that jail, he wasn't able to really keep up with his appearance as well. It looks pretty much unrecognizable, some people are saying. So, yeah, this is a hard lesson for Vitaly, or I should say Vitaly, however you pronounce that. But, I mean, this is a tough lesson for him to learn. I mean, he got himself deported people don't want to see his antics. I mean, especially in those other countries, you got to really know the laws of these countries before you start going over there and, you know, acting a fool and disturbing people like that. It's basically harassment. So you got to really know your laws before you go over to another country and start pulling that stuff over there, because he could have really gotten taught a lesson. They could have really kept him for a long time, and they were very reasonable ultimately to let him out and send him back to Russia. So now he's going to be in Russia and dealing with Putin, I guess. I don't even think Russia wanted him, to tell you the truth. I mean, I don't really know what country wants him. I mean, he seems to be like a man without a country almost. But that's where he holds his citizenship, so that's where they sent him. And so I'm sure his next step is to try to see what it's going to take to get back to America. So yeah, that's about it for today. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm going to leave some links for you all. Let's get over 100 likes on this video. Make sure you subscribe and everything like that. And this has been Exclusive Updates signing off.